day 8 and time for a new shelf. So I'm really excited to find out what my next shelf is going to be. But before I do that, I wanted to give you an idea of where I left off with the 2 books that I was currently working on. So with Galileo's Daughter by Dave Sobel, I'm currently on page 254. So more than halfway at this point with this one. So that's some good progress in this one that I started last year for this challenge. And then for Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, I made it 66 pages in. So not too far, but I also, with Bookstar read-alongs, which you can always join at any point if you want to read this with us, read this series or any other series, or if you've already read it. Sorry, the sun's like, whew. We have chapter channels, and so like every 3rd chapter you go and check in, see what other people are saying, add your own thoughts and stuff like that. And so I always try to stay on track of that and make sure I add to the chapter channels. So I was doing that, and I was also just enjoying, this story so far. It's interesting because I don't quite know where it's going yet as far as like the main plot. I mean, I totally understand, her lifestyle challenges. We haven't quite got any lifestyle challenges for him, although, he lives in a small town and he's highly affected by his friends and his neighbors. They all live very intertwined in a way. They really like each other. They have very strong chemistry. As far as understanding what's going to be like the tension building element or what they're going to have to face in order to move their relationship along, like, I don't know exactly what is going to happen, what event is going to pull this story through. And so yeah, no strong feelings at this point, but I'm enjoying it so far. Okay, so I have 17 shelves. I put in 1 through 17 and I got 7, which I think is my fantasy shelf. We'll have to go take a look. I'll have to go count some shelves. Okay, so this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, it's my first fantasy shelf. So if we come over here, it's this one up here. Oh dear. Okay. I also am going to be trying to fulfill TBR Trail and HRCYED as much as possible. So you know what? No, I'm not. No. Because I do need to read Fool's Errand, and that would be on this shelf. But, and that would work for HRCYED though. Oh, but I don't think I could get that done in a week. Maybe I could. What else do I got here? Mom's going to be reading this one. That was her social scroll. Neil Gaiman. Don't necessarily want to start a new series, but let's see. More Robin Hobb and then Devin Monk. Let's see what would work for TBR Trail also. Okay. Oh, we got a nice little small one. I could read a little teeny Madeline Miller Galatea one. Okay, I've got to do some thinking and figuring. Okay, so that took a lot of thinking because I do need to continue on with Fool's Errand so that I can move forward in that series since that's one of my big goals for HRCYED. However, I really wanted to make sure it worked for TBR Trail this month, and we got really good prompts, and some of them felt like they were easy prompts, but when you are limited by the shelf that you're reading by, it's a little more challenging. So I actually decided to go with All the Birds in the Sky by Charlie Jane Andrews because this will work for a few things. I'm pretty sure it's a standalone. Let me double check that. Okay, I'm looking it up, and there is like a little 22-page short story about a cat, I think, that is in this story. I still kind of want to count this as a standalone. And if I only read this one and I don't read the little short story about the cat, is that considered a standalone? Apparently people were wondering what happened with the cat, and the author did a little, like a freebie short story in Tor to like follow up this. I think that because it's not even listed like as a 0.5 of the story, the main book is this, and I really only have to read this. I'm going to count this as a standalone because it does stand on its own. You don't need the little story about the cat. And that's what I have decided. So I'm going to read this as a standalone for the series Staircase for HRCYED. And then for TBR Trail, I love this cover. This cover is so pretty with all the swallows on it. Anyways, I got distracted. And then for TBR Trail, this is set in San Francisco, and it's set involving a society of witches and a hipster technological startup. And the reason I think that this works for one of the prompts we have, so one of the prompts we do have is our hard prompt, and that is because the month of August is Family History Month. And we're supposed to read a book that is in some way related to your own family history. Well, I grew up in the Bay Area, not in San Francisco necessarily, but in South Bay, but we spent a lot of time in San Francisco. Mom's worked a job in San Francisco. I've dated a guy in San Francisco. Like, we spent a lot of time in that area, in the Bay Area, and that's where my grandma and my grandpa moved to raise their family, was the Bay Area. And the other thing that I think that this ties to my family with is this whole technological startup aspect of it. In California, South Bay is Silicon Valley, which is where the tech really started, where it really boomed. And my mom and her mom both worked at semiconductor companies where they helped make the semiconductor wafers that eventually were put into computers and stuff like that. So that is an aspect of technological advancement that my family has been involved in. And I feel like that kind of hits the mark when it comes to a technological startup. It's basically the cutting edge of technology. And I have family that were involved in that process. So I think that that works. I'm making it work. And honestly, anything that I read that is set where my family has grown, has expanded, has spent time in history, I think works for family history and celebrating my family history this month. So that's the maybe convoluted, but I still think it works quite well way that I'm deciding that this book works for that prompt. Plus, it's a nice little shorter book. I don't know how hard it'll be to read. I've never written from this author before. Oh, and I forgot, for HRCYED, not only does this work for standalone for the series Staircase, our author is trans. So this is going to work really well for the queer rainbow. Let me open up my HRCYED thing. I need to do a HRCYED update. I just have been kind of waiting till my voice was a little bit better for that. Hold on. I did check HRCYED. It's called The Even Bigger Queer Alphabet, and there is transgender on here, and Charlie Jane Anders is a transgender author from San Francisco, actually. So this is going to work perfectly, and it's a nice little short one. Hopefully I'll be able to get through this week, and that I enjoy it, because I've never read from this author before. And depending on how long it takes me to read this, I'll either just continue on with these two, or maybe I'll have time to pick up another one from that shelf. The goal is to try to read as much off that shelf as I possibly can, but let's see how it goes with this one first. So I have not taken care of my plants since I've gotten home. I just haven't been feeling well enough to do much, and today I need to take care of my plants. They need to be watered. We did have a rainy day, but it didn't hit all the plants, and it didn't water them enough, and it didn't feed them. So I'm gonna do my job today. Snap peas almost done, I think, for the season. It's got that and this, which probably won't grow much more, but yeah, it's pretty much done. Sad little snap pea. And those are still blooming though. The pink ones are gone. This is my new favorite one that my aunt got me. These are cool. They're slightly different. The petals are really different. I don't think I have anything like this. It's awesome. So earlier we went to get poke bowls and we sat at the beach and it was really lovely. I'm not feeling great today. Today's definitely one of those days where I am feeling worse than I was yesterday, so I didn't go and do the goat costume judging this evening. Mom and the boys went, and so I'm bummed about that. But I'm trying to take it easy and trying to heal so that I will be feeling better tomorrow, because I'm still going back to the fair tomorrow because I am officially working tomorrow. So yeah, I'm just like... Okay, so I have read like 30 pages, and all I can say so far is that it's super quirky, and I'm kind of digging that. And I don't really even know what to say about the characters yet, except that both characters we've read from so far have had a pretty difficult childhood situation. And I don't know where that's going to lead to, like if they're going to meet up with each other in the future or how that's going to impact their future. But I really can't give you much more information at the moment because I haven't gotten that far yet. And I'm having a real hard time this evening with the brain fog. And so I'm going to put this down for now because even though I can continue reading it, I don't know that I'll enjoy it as much as I want to enjoy it with the way my brain is just feeling this evening. So I'm going to go to bed, maybe read something really easy and light until I fall asleep because I'm just feeling really wonky this evening. So I will continue this tomorrow and hopefully I'll be feeling a little more clear-headed tomorrow and then I can really just enjoy it. And I've got some fare tomorrow, so I'll be doing that. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe so you can see what happens on day 9, where I continue with this book and I get some more video footage of goats. So hopefully you're looking forward to seeing goats. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you later.